The other one I wanted to ask you was, what's a lesson you had to learn the hard way?
Yeah. I think the one that's been the most potent for a long time is you can't do it all on your own. For me, I don't think I was able to trust people for a very long time. I went to a therapist one time and he had said, yeah, you've been neglected. And I was like, no, I haven't been neglected. Like I had food, water, shelter, clothing, all these things. And he's like, no, you were emotionally neglected from your father. And I was like, oh my God, that really like rings true. But what happened was I had developed this feeling over my lifetime of, I've got to do it alone. I can't trust anybody. No one else can do it for me. Like there were times when my dad would, even though and he was an amazing person, I always tell people like, I'm so grateful that I had the father that I had. He never beat me. He never yelled at me. He never touched me inappropriately. He would just get drunk and fall asleep. And when he fell asleep, he'd forget about me in a lot of different ways, right? So there was that neglect of like, he would say, hey, I'm going to come pick you up and we're going to go fishing, because I lived in Florida. And I, would sit on the front porch for an hour, 2 hours with my fishing pole, and he would just never show up, right? And so there were aspects of that. And I think somewhere along the line, I developed this feeling of like, no one's going to help me. I have to do it all on my own. Which there's a piece of that, which there is some truth, right? Like I do have to sometimes step forward and be the person to do it. But for the longest time, I never understood the phrase, no man is an island, because I was like, I have done everything by myself. And then I started looking around me and I was like, no, I haven't. The universe has always been there, giving me everything that I need and every person to help me in some sort of way improve and get better. And, as everything's grown, the podcast has grown, my company has grown, all this stuff. We have 30 people on the team. Like I can't do it on my own. I can't help people on my own the way that I wish that I could. I'm not 30 people. I don't have 30 days. They can get done we can get done in one day that I could get done in an entire month. And so what's been big for me is trusting people to be able to help me and to be able to ask for help, whether that be in a business, but also like going to my wife and be like, hey, I'm really struggling right now. Like, can you just talk to me for a few minutes? And knowing that she doesn't think like, oh, he's not man enough, which is a fear that I had. Like, oh, if I go to her with my problems, she's going to be like, he's not man enough. But for her to be like, yeah, let me hold space for you. Let's talk it out. And so I think the biggest thing for me is learning that I can't do it all on my own. It's okay it's actually strength to ask for help.